Hey, it's Scott McKenzie. It's Mix 105.1 on 1. And look who's here. It's Colbie Caillat.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So what's been going on since we spoke last?
A lot. I mean, we're finishing the 8-week tour tomorrow. And we've been all around the States and all over Europe this summer and get to go home and have some time off after this.
Here's a weird question that nobody's ever asked you before. When you're on the road for as long as you are and you go out for long stretches, how do you get your mail?
You put a hold on your mail.
Do you?
Yeah.
So there's like a big basket of stuff waiting for you when you get home?
Yeah, a huge bucket. Yep.
Catalogs and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
When you're on the road and you go to different towns, like Orlando, for instance, what do you have different stops that you think, oh, we're going to Des Moines or we're going to Orlando? And do you have a place in Orlando that you say, oh, I got to go get the fried chicken, or I've got to, make sure I stop at the store, or are you pretty much in a hotel and on stage and out?
In most places, it is like that because I usually don't have time to go do the sightseeing and stuff like that. My band will always tell me, you have to go to this restaurant, it was amazing, or this bar or whatever was so cool, and I'm always jealous that I didn't get to go. But we were in Clearwater yesterday, and we got to take a kayak out on the water and rented Sea-Doos, and it was a lot of fun. So I try to make some fun out of it.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the new album. How did it come about? Was it based on a certain song that was the center point, or did you think I've got to write 10 songs in the next month, or how did that come about?
I started writing a couple years ago, and the first song I wrote for it was Make It Rain when I was on tour in Germany. And I just kept writing. I was writing with other artists and producers and by myself or with friends, songwriting friends. And I was writing about my life and the ups and downs of love and relationships that I was going through or my best friend was going through.
When you're writing, obviously love is a key center point for most songs, from a singer-songwriter point of view. But do you put the kind of pressure on yourself, like I need to say this, like nobody's ever said it before, or you just try and hope you get the situation right?
Yeah,
in a memorable, hooky way.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you hope for that. I write from how I'm feeling and what's in my mind, or something I said or someone said, and like my song "All of You," which is what I named the record after. I was wanting honesty from someone, and I was venting to my friend Jason Reeves, who we wrote the song together with, and we just had a way of bringing my thoughts out into a poetic version, and so that's what I do, and you just hope for it to be something that most people can relate to.
When you write and you get a song recorded and you think it's pretty much done, do you do what some people do and take it out and listen to it in a car, or listen to different speakers and home stereo?
Well, my dad will do that because my dad produced 4 of the songs on the record, and he's very into that. So we'll listen in the studio, we'll listen at their house on the speakers, we'll listen in the car, you listen on your iPod, all that. Right. And also, since I wrote so many songs for the record, having friends and family and some certain fans help me narrow it down to what songs I was going to put on the record.
You came about your career organically online, basically. People kind of moved you forward.
Yeah.
What if it hadn't happened that way? Could you ever see yourself on a competition show, or could you see yourself doing it any differently than how it was done? I'm
very lucky for how I got my start because I was shy. I'm still shy, but I was never going to be the artist that would go to record labels' doors and give them my demo. I wasn't like that. I was fortunate enough to have my friends book me shows and play some acoustic shows in LA, and my friend put my songs on MySpace and people passed my music around. So I don't know, I always loved music and singing and writing, but I was too nervous and scared to put it out there for myself.
How do you get over that when you get on stage?
It's taken years. At the beginning it was very challenging and difficult, but I think honestly, the audience, they determine my mood on stage. So if the audience is fun and talkative and singing my songs and dancing, I have the best time. If it's more of a quiet audience, I get more quiet and reserved. And so, yeah, I guess they really helped me through it, and just reminding myself to take deep breaths and smile and know that it's not a big deal if I mess up.
Your father's historical roots in music, well-founded, and he's helping produce some of your songs. I know that after a certain point, I couldn't teach my daughter how to drive a car anymore because there's too much pressure there. So my wife had to do it. So what's it like with your father behind the controls and saying, do this, or are you sure you want to do it that way, or let's do one more take?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, it was great because my dad loves music. He is so enthusiastic and so passionate about it and about producing. So it really makes it fun and teaches me a lot in there. And of course, there were times that it was my song. I wrote it, like Miss Know-It-All. I would shoot down some of his ideas, and he would talk me into just trying it. And there was on one of my songs, "You Got Me," where he wanted to have everyone in the studio singing in the background, and I for some reason I just thought it was stupid, and he tried it, and it was like the coolest thing, my favorite part of the song now. So we teach each other lessons, and he definitely knows my potential and got the best vocals out of me.
Who were you in high school? Were you the band geek? Were you the homecoming queen? Were you the
No.
popular kid, or
Definitely not.
the brain? Who were you in school?
I was the shy, quiet girl that sang at school talent shows, but I wouldn't. I really didn't have many friends. I had my one best friend that I had been friends with since 5th grade, and if neither of us were at school that day, like if one called in sick, the other would call in sick because we didn't want to be at school without each other. That's how high school was.
That's great to have a good friend like that, though.
Oh yeah, we're still best friends.
Still best friends? Yeah. Aside from your father and the people in your inner circle, is there somebody that you send your stuff out to before you say, this is on the album? Say, give me your thoughts on this?
Yeah. My parents, my 3 best friends, my sister, her husband, and then some songwriter friends that really I would take their advice from.
Awesome. Thanks for being with us.
You're welcome.
It's Colbie Caillat on Mix 105.1 on 1, and the new album is All of You.